All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take one single everyday word and see how it can completely unlock a massive idea about language. Seriously. It's a story that I think will make you rethink what it even means to be understood. So let's just dive right in. So here's the big question for today. What makes a word, well, basic? I mean, it sounds like a simple question, right? Is it just how often we use it, or how simple it is, or, is there something deeper going on here? That's the puzzle we're going to piece together today. Okay, to really get our heads around this, let's zoom in on just one word. A case study, if you will. And that word is medical. Yeah, I know, it seems pretty straightforward, but trust me, this word's holding a fascinating little secret. First things first, let's just make sure we're all starting from the same place. What does the word medical actually mean? Like dictionary definition mean? Okay, so as an adjective, it's pretty simple. It's just about physical health and medicine. It describes anything to do with doctors, sickness, that sort of thing. Easy enough, right? Like you might hear someone say medical treatment. In that sentence, medical is just telling you what kind of treatment we're talking about. It's a super common way to use the word. You hear it all the time when people talk about healthcare. But wait, there's more. Medical can also be a noun. So in this case, it's not describing something, it is the thing. It's the checkup itself. For example, you could say, I've got to make an appointment for my annual medical. See? So we've got one word, two pretty simple uses, but. And this is a big but. This is where our little story takes a really interesting turn. Because it turns out, this simple word, medical, is actually part of a much, much bigger story. There's a hidden clue in how it gets categorized that totally opens up a new way of thinking about language itself. And here it is, the surprise. The word medical is actually on two very special lists. Now, the first one, the academic word list. Okay, that makes sense. No shock there. But the second one, that's the one that really got me. It's called the Basic English 850 list. Which, of course, leads to the obvious question. I mean, academic? Sure, I get that. But basic? What in the world is the Basic English 850 list, and why is a word like medical on it? Well, here's the answer, and it's a big one. That list, the Basic English 850 list, it isn't just a list of words. It's actually the foundation, the cornerstone of this totally revolutionary idea called Basic English. So here's the whole idea in a nutshell. Basic English is an entire simplified version of English that's built on a core vocabulary of just 850 words. That's it. And the whole point was to create a form of English that was so clear, so simple, that literally anyone, anywhere in the world could understand it. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. 850. The average English speaker knows what, tens of thousands of words? To boil the entire language down to just that tiny core set? Wow, that is a massive, massive undertaking. So you've got to ask, what's the point? I mean, why would you do that? What's the power in having such a small vocabulary? Well, let's dig into the thinking behind this pretty radical idea. It really all comes down to one thing, clarity over complexity. The goal is to just cut through all the noise, the jargon, the complicated phrases, the idioms, and just get right to the heart of what you're trying to say, to make it so everyone can get it. And when you think about it, the advantages are huge. For starters, it makes learning English way easier. It cuts down on misunderstandings like you wouldn't believe. And what's really cool is it actually helps create a solid foundation so you can build more complex ideas later on. It's a tool for genuine global communication. And that brings us full circle, right back to our original word. Because now that we know what basic English is, we can finally understand why medical isn't just a useful word. It's an absolutely essential one. The reason medical made the cut for this super exclusive list, it's because it taps into something fundamental, a universal human need. This isn't just a word you use for convenience. In many ways, it's a word about survival. Just think about it. Every single culture on the planet understands health and sickness. The word medical describes a service that is absolutely essential to our well-being. So if you're making a list of the only 850 words you're allowed to use, yeah, this one is non-negotiable. It has to be there. And that right there is the big takeaway. The whole story of medical and basic English points to this really powerful truth. Real communication isn't about knowing a ton of fancy words. It's about mastering the ones that truly matter. the essentials. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Besides medical, what other words do you think are so fundamental, so absolutely crucial, that they'd make a list of only 850? What are the real building blocks of how we all understand each other?